In this video, we will cover three things. The first is multi-tenant isolation with Postgres. Second is running migrations and schema migrations. And the third thing is CI/CD. So we will be running GitHub Actions. So let's start with our documentations. We have already covered deploying application in our previous videos, that how to deploy a JavaScript application, as well as we have also covered how to connect to VPN, WireGuard VPN connection. So both of them will be useful for this video. And in this video, we'll look at multi-tenant isolation as well as CI/CD. Okay, so let's start with the overview. So in Zipup Cloud, each of the applications have a shared access to the Postgres instance. So we need to ensure some sort of a safeguard that one application does not write to the data of other applications, right? So how do we do it? So what we will do is, for each of the applications, we'll create a new database and a new user, and we'll grant all the permissions for that database to that user, and we'll revoke all other permissions. Okay, so we'll start. So if you look at our database, we are already connected. So to our Postgres instance in Zipup Cloud using our WireGuard connection. So if you see, we are already connected using WireGuard, right? And if you look at the databases, currently we only have one database, which is the Postgres database. We'll create a new database and we'll create a new user. So again, we'll connect our Postgres instance. You give the password. And if you look at the database currently, you will see that there's only this Postgres database. There are other templates, but the only database is Postgres. Okay. Okay, so let's create a user first. The user is created. We'll create a database called blog_db. The database is also created. And we will revoke the default access to the database from all users. So I will be running all these commands. You can read about these commands in the docs, which are required to create a user and give it permissions for that for a database. Okay, so we are done. And if we go to our dbeaver and refresh it. Okay, so now we have two databases. So we also have a blog_db, but currently there is no tables. Okay, so it's empty. Now, so this is the first part. We have created the database. We have a user, and now second part is we have to run a GitHub action. So before that, we will need an application. So let's just create a new application. Let's call it Postgres. It is created. Let's call the domain pg.zipup.dev. And the start command is node index.js. Okay, so this is done. We will also need another WireGuard peer for our GitHub action. So we have one peer to connect from locally from our MacBook, and we will need another one for our GitHub actions. So let's just call it GHA and create the peer. Okay, we'll use this peer. I will just download it. So we have this gha.conf and we'll be using it. Okay. Again, you can look at all the examples in this repo, Zipup examples, and we will be covering this Postgres example in this video. So if you go to this Postgres folder, right, we have two migrations to run. If you see, the first one is to create a table. It creates a post table. It has an ID, it have a title, some content, and then you have created it and updated it. And the second migration just adds a column called status. Okay, we are using node pg migrate. So just to show you node pg migrate, yep, this one. So we are using node pg migrate for our migration. If you are into schema based tools, you can use drizzle or prisma, but we are using this one for migration, and we are using Keyslave for yep, as a as our ORM or query builder. Okay. So again, so these are the migrations that we want to run. And the other thing is we already have a zipup.config.json. It have a host and it have our ignore files that we want to ignore. Notice that we do not have a app key or secret key here. We will be passing it as environment variables in our GitHub action. Okay. And we also have a, let's look at some of the commands. So one command is build command. It just packages our application and it just creates this one file in dist index.js. So this is the build that is created. Okay, and we have a migration up command. What it does, it will just do a node pg migrate up. There's no .env file in our GitHub action, right? So we have .env file locally, but it is get ignored. So this command have no effect. If you run locally, then it will take the environment variables from .env. Otherwise, in GitHub actions, the envs are coming from the secrets, and it will perform a migration. Node pg migrate up, right? Then the other one is a deploy command, which is basically zipup deploy, and the build folder is dist, which means that whatever is in the dist, package it and upload the artifact. So these are the important commands which are there. Okay. So now let's look at the GHA. So this is the GitHub action which we have to understand. Again, there are two parts that we have to cover. One is to connect to the VPN and run the migration, and the second part is deploy the application. Okay. So what we are doing in the GitHub action. Okay, so we will install the WireGuard. Okay, we have to provide a WireGuard config in our secrets so that we can write it to a file and provide it to WG quick, right? So it will take the config file and start the WireGuard at WG0 interface. Then the third thing that we are going to do is we will check that if we are reachable to the VPN or not, right? So this is, we will just ping it if the VPN is reachable or not. Then we also check that if we are reachable to the Postgres inside the VPN or not. So that's one thing. Then it's usual, we check out the repo, we will do some node related setup, we'll do the installation of node modules. Remember this working directory Postgres, it is because our application is within Postgres. So since I have multiple applications and it is inside Postgres, I'm using working directory Postgres. Otherwise, you do not need it if your code is in the root. Okay. Then we are running the migration. So this is the second secret that we need. So first one was wg config. The second one is the database URL, right? To which it will connect. Then we will do the deployment. Pnpm run deploy is just zipup deploy command. Okay. And it will need zipup app key and zipup secret key, right? So there are four secrets that we have to add to our GitHub. WireGuard configuration, database URL, zipup app key, and zipup secret key. Okay, and then this is just the cleanup. Okay. So let's add the secrets first. Okay. So let's just come here. Let's go to settings, secrets and variables, actions, and the new repository secrets. And the first one is database URL. What is the database URL? The database URL is this. Okay. We also need to add database URL to our application. So let's go to Postgres, secrets, add a secret variable. Okay. Now remember, here we are not connecting to database over WireGuard, right? So the host is not 10.13.13.1. It is basically Postgres. Okay. So Docker DNS will resolve this name, Postgres. So we are good there. So database URL is added here as well. And we have added our first secret, and we will need the application app key and secret key. So let's get the keys. App key is here. Let's add it. This is Zipup app key, and this is the value. Similarly, we have to add a Zipup secret key. Let's get the secret key. And we will need a WireGuard config. So we will need WireGuard config. This is our config file. I'll just copy this thing and I will paste it here. Okay. Now we have all our 4 secrets here. This will be used by our GitHub action. Yep, I think we are good to go. We have already, now we don't have any tables as of now here. Okay. Once we run our GitHub action, we will have a table for post. Okay. And if you look at this application also, what this application is doing is it has 2 APIs. One is to write the post and one is to get the post, right? It's very simple, basic. It adds an ID, title, content, and status to the database, and this API just returns it. Okay. Nothing fancy. So we will just first run our GitHub action. So let's go to GHA, Postgres deploy, run workflow, and run from the main branch. So it will apply the migrations first, and then it will deploy the application. As a result of the migration, we will have a table there, and after deploying, we will have those APIs also that we will see how to use those APIs. We have to wait for some time. Okay, so the deployment is complete. Let's look at if we have the tables or not. Okay, so now we have a PG migrations table and we have a post table. And currently there is no data here, it's empty. Let's come here and our application is at pg.zipup.dev. So let's just send our first post. Okay, so we got a 200 okay. And if I use the list post, I will get the post. Okay, let's add another post. Let's call it Zipup Cloud 2 and send the request. This is also working. Let's get the list of posts. Now we have 2 posts, right? Okay. Now let's just refresh the table. And we have the data in the database as well. So this is also working, right? So yeah, I think we have covered everything. We have done the migrations, we have deployed the application, and this is how you will do the CI/CD with Zipup Cloud. And yeah, pretty much it for this video. Thanks for watching.